If I asked you to think of some Brazilian brands that you know that you think are really cool, what would pop into your mind? Probably Havianas, maybe just Havianas. And because of that, I wanted to highlight a few Brazilian brands who are newer, younger, I think are doing an amazing job. I moved here to São Paulo 5 years ago, and I wanted to shine a spotlight on some brands that I think are doing a great job of being uniquely Brazilian, having great products, and are probably not as well known outside of Brazil. Brazilians are amazing at marketing, at social media, at branding, and I think they should be getting more attention. So maybe this video will do a little bit to help them, although I don't think they need my help. One thing to note before we get into it is that I am recording this the day after Black Friday, and so a lot of these brands, when we go to their landing pages, are going to be a little more oriented around sales and promotions on Black Friday than they probably normally are with larger brand campaigns or general positioning messaging. The first one I want to start with is this brand Linus. These are essentially rubber Birkenstocks, and they come in a wide variety of colors. They're super popular here. I have had like 3 or 4 pairs. I love them. My problem with them is that I literally don't wear other shoes because they're so comfortable and I love them so much. They feel very Brazilian because you can wear them all year round here because of the weather. They can go to the beach, they can go on a hike, they can go in the city. They feel like they go very much with the outdoors and the culture here. And the culture here tends to be a bit more casual. I find clothes to be flowier and beachier, and I think it goes really well with that. I think they have a really cool logo that feels very young and new and updated, but also brings to mind this sort of natural feel. The store here in São Paulo is this little tiny store that's tucked under this massive tree. There's a lot of this feeling of nature or natural built into the brand. The website is pretty straightforward around pushing the products and as I said, the Black Friday sales. They do have these collections that are really colorful, new colors. They do have a blog where you can see that they're trying to be a little more lifestyle. They have recommendations for restaurants in the neighborhood of the store, environmental actions that you can take, trip ideas to connect with nature, more about the Amazon, books to read about sustainability. So they are going into this sustainability, natural theme. I get their emails, and a lot of times they're linking to this lifestyle content in the emails. I'm going to their sustainability because I'm curious about how they talk about it. So they said that it is a microplastic that is vegan. Their packaging does not use plastic, it's a box, and they are carbon negative. It says it's the first sandal of vegan plastic in Brazil. I don't know if that's one of those things where if you put enough first words together, you can be the first anything, but it does seem like within the realm of creating plastic shoes, they're trying to pay attention to their choices. If you go into our story, they said that they believe that well-being and sustainability are interdependent. We live well when the planet lives well. So that's a really cool, specific point of view, philosophy. I really like that it's very specific, and I feel like you don't see that necessarily a lot. Transform the habits to be healthier and have the least amount of impact possible on the environment. And it starts with your shoes. It says they wanted to make a shoe very comfortable, that you could use at any moment in any environment. So it does go back to that idea of you can use these anywhere, this connection with the outdoors. It's really easy to get outdoors in these very comfortable shoes. And if you're getting outdoors, you want to appreciate it better and take care of it. So I feel like all that stuff goes together in a very natural way that isn't overly simplistic, you can tell they've really thought it out, but at the same time, it's not pushing forward too ideal of a brand promise where you're okay, you're a shoe company. I think they do a really good job of tying together a product that is not that lofty with something that means more and with the brand philosophy that they have and a higher purpose. I think they do a very nice job of weaving that together in their storytelling without pushing it too much like you see with some of these other ones where it's okay, you're just a shoe. Don't act like you're saving the planet. The design is minimalist and can fit in any season, so you can enjoy it for more time. That reminds me of a client I worked with recently, this idea of getting more wear out of your clothes and not just having things sit in your closet and using every once in a while. Which is good for your wallet and also good for the item of clothing, right? That we're not just having things made and sit in our closet. We have a bunch of social channels. They have Spotify, they have Pinterest with lots of cool style featuring their shoes. Active on LinkedIn talking about the different initiatives that they're involved in. Instagram shows a lot of cool product shots, but also style new campaigns, partnership. They have some posts about veganism. Oh, they have a fun little series where they're showing like the team, get to know our team, asking them some questions. That's very fun. I feel like a lot of places got away from doing employee branding, but that's fun. The Modern House did a good job of that with their employee portraits, I remember. They have a really fun hat that they did in collaboration with someone that has +55, which is the country code for Brazil. So they really are leaning into this idea of being a Brazilian brand, which is one of the reasons I wanted to feature them. Looks like they're quite active on TikTok as well, which makes sense. Lots of colorful product shots because their shoes are very in all these fun visual colors. Another colorful one that I wanted to feature is called Calma, and they are a clothing brand based out of here in São Paulo. I think they just opened a store in Rio, and they have these really cool mix and match unisex sets that are based with like either a kimono or a button-down shirt or a t-shirt, and then shorts or pants, and they're all unisex. You can mix and match as much as you want. They come in all these different colors, patterns. They're always launching new patterns. They're very loose, they're very breezy. They, for me, are like such Brazilian style. They are very fun and bright, and I feel like they're always trying new things on social media. The founder, she has like really cool style, and she has a really active social media and is very much the face of the brand. They use a huge variety of models that are all body types, all representations. So I think they just have this very joyous, fun, we're for everyone. And one of the reasons beyond what the clothes are like that feels very Brazilian to me is that Brazil is a super, super diverse country. I once heard that the Brazilian passport is like the most valuable passport because anyone could look Brazilian. I don't know if that's true, but you know, you see all body sizes. So many people immigrate from different countries here, all sorts of ethnicities. It's a real mix, and I think they do a great job of mixing that into who they're featuring as their models and not just like your stereotypical model. You can even see here on their landing page how they're approaching Black Friday. It was a lot more fun and feels very them. They called it Color Friday. They have these models that kind of look like Sims or like early internet avatars, and it's looking like they are nude. I don't really know what's going on, but it is a lot more fun and stands out on the day when you're getting shoved with a ton of product imagery in your face all over the place. They have in here clothes without gender, printed and versatile. I feel like they're very playful with their social media. Also the way that they will showcase the clothes, sometimes it almost looks like a paper doll. It's laid out. It looks very like early internet when I used to go on these message boards and make outfits with people. I don't know how other people did that. Something I also really like on their site and their Instagram and their emails is that they're always showing all these like outfit ideas because it's so very like mix and match. There are a bunch of ways that you can wear it, and they do a great job of like showing off all of those showing off a bunch of ideas. Like sometimes when I'm thinking like, oh, do I want to buy this piece or not? Or I have this piece, how do I want to style it? I'll go on there and look for like a bunch of inspiration, and they do it with fun backdrops from people. Like it seems like very playful. They're always coming up with ideas and trying stuff out, but then also like there is really cool art direction, and I think they've done a great job of that middle point where they're probably like growing a lot and getting some success and having a bigger team, but it still feels very scrappy and playful in the way that you want to see from a small brand. But then it also feels like a little bit elevated, like they're doing it with intention and not just throwing any old thing out there. I don't know if this is limited by their site design and whatever platform they're using, but if you go to the Who We Are page, it's just this block of text. That part doesn't feel so much like the brand. I feel like the brand is so fun and vibrant. I want to quickly go through a few other ones that I think are doing a great job that I have an eye on. Another one is B.O.B, which stands for Bars Over Bottles, and they specialize in bar shampoo and conditioner. I know that there's a bunch of these all over the place now, but this is the one I see the most here. I use it, I love it. Similar to Linus, they play up a lot around sustainability, which I think makes sense for the bar shampoo. They also make it very easy to see how to use it. They have one of those quizzes that says which one you should buy. They also have these natural colors, this nice natural green, tans, pink, that invoke both beauty and wellness, but like also the natural world. They're all about being plastic free. I know that there are these brands outside of Brazil, but I feel like it plays in really well with a lot of the more environmental stuff here. But at the same time, people are really into beauty and wellness stuff here too. So I think it's a good it's a good way to go, that you can have these really good beauty products for your hair that are environmentally friendly too. Something I think that I like a lot about their branding is that it's very accessible, and it doesn't feel like, because you're changing behavior to switch to this bar shampoo and conditioner. And so I think helping people see how to do that as easily as possible and make it seem super, super approachable is really important, because you're going to have to do a bit of a behavior change of what people are used to. But at the same time, the brand is very pretty and clean and elevated, so you don't feel like you are sacrificing maybe some of the quality and the aspirational aspects of other hair care you might have used in the past. I also want to shout out one that is probably one of the more famous ones, which is Farm. I think a brand is called Farm Rio. This one always feels so Brazilian because of the prints. You can see a dress or a skirt and you just instantly know that it's a Farm dress or skirt because of the print. That happened to me yesterday. I saw a jumpsuit and I was like, oh, this is from Farm, isn't it? So they're very unique in that way. Bright, tropical prints and colors. I think that's why it's become so popular abroad, because those types of prints are harder to find in the US and UK. It is funny how abroad I think that it is played up a bit more like luxury and higher end than it is here in Brazil. It's not super cheap here in Brazil, but it's be on par with maybe a Madewell. It's not like a luxury brand, but I feel like in the US it's starting to be marketed more luxury. I don't know if the quality is better or not. Honestly, all my stuff from there kind of shrinks after a wash, so I kind of stopped shopping there as much. But the clothes are very fun. They feel very Brazilian, very bright. There are a few beverage brands who I think are doing a great job. What you tend to see here is you tend to see things become popular abroad, and then after they've already become popular, they then start to pop up here. Some of those newer trends. So natural wine, you don't see as much of it here, but there's one from the South that I think has great branding, Vivente. I think they're in their earlier years, so they have more room to grow with the brand and with the content and building it out. But I love their little illustrations. I love this idea of Vivente. It gives this feeling of gathering with people, life, liveliness. They have started to partner up with some really well-known cheese producers or small farm product producers. So I think they're tying in really well that idea of small natural products that are really good quality. They've also done some partnerships with the next brand I want to talk about, which is Trilha, which is a craft beer. And so I think these natural culinary partnerships help play up a lot of what the brand stands for and what they're trying to get across with this small quality, maybe a little bit higher end because you're paying more. I think they could maybe do more to bring to life the team and some of their point of view and where it's made. But so far I think they're doing a great job, and I love their wine. And Trilha, who I mentioned, I did a little bit of work for them a few years ago, and they are, in my opinion, the best craft beer here in Brazil. Craft beer is still something that it's probably where the US was 10 years ago, and you're already seeing it available in a lot more places, but it's not nearly to the extent of in the US. Trilha, I think, has done such a great job of being we are as good of quality as abroad, but we are very Brazilian, and they have all this cool art on their cans. They've opened up a few locations here in São Paulo, and each one has a different vibe, a different premise. They're also all about really quality culinary partnerships. They stock their beer in really good restaurants. Similar to Vivente, I think they're stocked in a lot of the same places. I think they're doing a great job of showing up differently when, the most popular beers are Heineken, Stella. It tends to be these lighter, more mass market beers, and so I think they're doing a great job of showing up differently. One other in the non-alcoholic category is this brand Baer Mate, which is it's almost kind of like an iced tea type drink. I wonder how they explain what it is. They have a matcha drink. Oh yeah, they call it a mate tea, a sparkling mate tea with natural caffeine and sweetened with apple juice. They have this very fun, bright branding. The product is really good. It's also at cool restaurants. It's usually an option. There's not a lot of really good non-alcoholic options here yet. The whole spritz fancy soda thing has not really arrived yet. I think this brand has been around a few years, and they do a great job of this lifestyle imagery on social where you can picture you show people the situations that they should be drinking it in, and so you can start to picture in your life, because I think so much of drinks especially is motivated by these trigger moments. I've talked about this before, but with Corona, when you're on the beach. So I think the more that you can have this lifestyle imagery of people picturing it in their life and when they're going to have it, is it at a lunch as an alternative to soda? They have all these great lifestyle shots and imagery, and I think that's helped make it this cool special drink. So I think all three of these are doing a great job at bringing these newer categories to Brazil and showing up very differently than both brands from abroad and showing up differently here in Brazil from the existing dominant brands. Two more that I want to close with are in the similar field of real estate. Real estate platforms here are not great to use. We don't have like a central Zillow. Usually the photos are not that great. It's a lot more like disjointed. There are some bigger sites now that are starting to make it a lot easier, like Quinto Andar is a famous one. It might be a unicorn. M Casa is another one. But two that I want to shout out that I think do a great job at a certain niche. One is called Refúgios Urbanos, which is like urban refuges, is that the right word? They started off as more around architecture and unique buildings, older buildings. When you go to their site now, it says a real estate agency made for lovers of architecture. So it always feels more curated. They only do selling, they don't rent, and they're only here in São Paulo, and they just opened up a place in Santos, which is on the coast, and they're focusing on Santos and the São Paulo coast. I think they're calling it Refúgios do Mar, which is like refuges of the sea. I like it because it's very curated. They have really good photos. They've started playing around a lot with these tours on social media. What I think is so great when you have this high quality is that people like me who are not ready to buy an apartment have been following along for a while because I'm like, oh, I get my real estate, architecture, design fix. I get to see into all these apartments that I think are really cool. So they're building up that brand where I know that when I would go buy a house, I would probably go to them because they are curated. Similar to the way that when I talked about the modern house in Inigo, how you have this voyeuristic element where people who maybe aren't ready to buy are still going to follow along and support you. And I think that we often forget about those people. And those people are important because they recommend you to other people. They're good for word of mouth. Something I also like on their site is that you can sort by iconic buildings. Their descriptions are really well done. They feel like they have some personality behind them, and that's rare to see here. They also started playing around with some YouTube videos, some different types of content, putting their real estate agents more front and center on social media. So similar to Linus, showcasing the employees more. I know that they really advocate for preserving the small buildings and the older architecture here in São Paulo, and they do these things every once in a while, like a map of iconic buildings, or there's this really small, really cute, artsy cinema near me called Cinesala, and they're a sponsor of Cinesala. They do an ad there. So they're all about preserving this sort of street life, vibrant city, old buildings, small buildings, because there's so many big luxury buildings going up right now in São Paulo. So I really like that they have that point of view too. Another real estate one that recently came on my radar is called SuaQuadra. I think I got an ad for them on Instagram. It stuck out to me because they are essentially helping with commercial leases for stores and restaurants and any businesses, but they have this very cool, young, modern branding. And why I really like it is I think that they are taking, I mean, it's the classic startup thing, right? Where they're taking something that's kind of old and boring, like when you think about, a commercial lease, and they're modernizing it. But I think that it makes sense. They're not just modernizing it to modernize it. I think that now our generation of millennials are the people who are opening businesses. We're a very entrepreneurial generation. So speaking to us and making it more accessible and in our language, which I think is really important for resonance, makes people feel like it is easier to do, it's more possible to do, and it's going to be more fun to do when it's presented in a way that's not this like the thought of going and finding a commercial lease, I'd be like, oh, what a boring process, you know? And so by making it more fun and light and approachable on their social media channels, they're playing around with really fun content, which is all based around helping people find the right neighborhood. You know, what is this neighborhood like? What is on this street? What other businesses are on this street? I feel like they're taking this idea of finding a commercial space and speaking to their target audience in their language and helping them and having it be more accessible. In the process, they're probably gonna sell more or lease more spaces. And if you go to their site, it says to rent a building doesn't need to be this big headache. I think that's a really unique point of view too, which again, it's kind of like all startups, right? They take this idea of like, oh, this thing, what if it could be easier? In this case, that makes a lot of sense because finding a commercial lease is not something that traditionally was approachable versus, you know, sometimes you hear like, oh gosh, buying a watch, what a headache. Let's make it easier. And it's like, well, actually buying a watch is not that much of a headache, but commercial lease, that is something that feels very old and difficult. So those are just a few of my favorite small Brazilian brands, small, growing. There are a lot more out there who are doing a great job. And yeah, I think it's always good when we expand our circle of knowledge of what brands we're talking about. It's just not always the same buzzy ones that are in our little orbit. So yeah, come to Brazil. It's great. Come do some shopping. Okay, bye.